Take off, you're at 1G.
Yes.
You're going about 500 miles an hour. Once
I
you
like
get,
that.
Once you get to the end of the runway, you're going to pull straight up in the vertical.
I like that too. Hey guys, Casey Putsch here again from Genius Garage, and I'm continuing the series of my time with the United States Air Force Thunderbirds. So today's video is the uncut video of my brief with the flight surgeon on everything physiological and what do I got to expect. I had no idea it was going to be that hardcore. Just watch.
I'm Glenn. Casey Putsch. Yeah, nice to meet you.
Peyton McAllister.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Yeah, that's fine. That's what you.
I do indeed.
No.
Right now.
No kidding.
Yeah. The Air Force paired with like 4 different programs across the country that have a lot of trauma.
Yeah.
So apparently Toledo has a very active knife and gun club.
Okay. Hit me up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I know the
that's
area.
awesome.
My wife and I live right in Perrysburg.
Dude, that's crazy. I'll show you some of the homes we've down, to the hospital quite a bit and stuff.
Understood.
So, but yeah, no, that's hilarious. In this brief, we're going to focus on the 2 things you're going to ask about the rest of your life when people find out the Thunderbirds. 1, did you get sick, and 2, did you pass out?
Exactly.
Right? We have no desire to make you sick, make you pass out. You'll be hot mic the whole time, so you'll be able to talk to Miami. It's an interactive flight, so the better you're doing, the more you can get through in the profile. Okay,
Yes.
so we do have a profile that we fly, but we don't just put you in the back and go out and rage on our, because we do this all the time. So
Sure.
It wouldn't be fair to just go out and beat our chest and be like, oh, look how, that's not what it's about. So it sounds like you're.
Once I'm doing really well, and then I'll be like, okay, come on.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, just speak up and say, hey, that was awesome. And
Bring it. What do you
yeah,
got?
Exactly.
Come on.
Yeah,
Throw some stuff.
And seriously, that's the things that he wants to hear. But
Good. Okay.
Big thing is just realize if you have any questions, 'cause
Yes.
you're getting tons of information this morning on things that takes us,
Yeah.
years to train. So
Fully respect and understand everything.
you're
you
probably
guys
just
know.
like.
Thankfully, I've got some aviation in there and
Good.
background mechanics and stuff, so I'm getting it. But yeah,
Sweet. Yeah. So we'll. I'll give you some foot stompers, but that's the 2 things we're going to focus on in this brief. Any change in your health since
No.
I saw your stuff? Cool. Feeling good this morning. No sinus issues.
very much so. Yeah.
Able to clear your ears.
Yeah.
How do you
yeah.
normally clear yours? Do you pinch and hold, or just kind of?
I mean, if you're like on an airplane, it's descending slow
Yeah.
or something like that. I mean, normally I don't have to do anything.
Sweet. Yeah.
If I really feel like it, just because I'm bored, I might do something
Yeah.
like that.
Perfect. Yeah. So however you normally clear yours, you'll be doing that in the jet. The air in the cockpit is perfectly safe to breathe, just like a jet airliner. So if your ears and feel like you can't breathe, you're gonna get sick, or you can't clear yours, just drop your mask and do whatever you need to do.
Okay.
Cool. Did you eat something this morning?
Light apple, light strudel, that sort of thing, and
Yeah.
water.
Okay, cool. If you want to eat something now,
I was thinking some strawberries
you
or
can.
something like
Yeah,
that.
it's fine.
Something
Yeah,
good.
whatever you want. A lot of people think if I don't eat, then I won't get sick. It's kind of the opposite, right? Like when you're going to go to the gym, you want
You gotta
those
keep your
calories
ounces and stuff
Yep,
reasonable.
Exactly. So,
Keep your sugar level up.
Yep. So for hydration, I would you can hydrate through this brief. At that point, I'd cut back. Any excess water you drink, you're gonna get out of the jet, and the canopy's gonna come down. And you're like, I gotta go to the bathroom, and it's only an hour flight, so you don't have to worry about
Is there a scene in The Right Stuff about that, I think?
What's that?
Old movie?
Yeah,
The Right Stuff,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I gotta pay.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
exactly,
that is in it.
that's in there. Well, I used that movie quite a bit, with the centrifusion.
Yes.
Like most people are like, I don't know what you're talking about. So,
No,
yeah.
and I got
it's
a
good.
buddy. That's a Marine right now. That just got out of Pensacola, going to Texas in flight training.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You went to
having fun with
centrifusion.
him vicariously.
That's awesome.
And talking Spanish.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you're gonna fly with the best
Yeah,
demonstration team
exactly.
in the world today, so you can give them that one. But yeah, you continue to hydrate up to this point. But once you brief with Miami, I'd cut back.
Okay.
Go to the bathroom right before you step out of the jet. Once
Yeah.
you get out of the jet, they're going to give you a little water bottle, so feel free to drink water throughout
Okay.
the flight, whatever you need. Cool. Any issues with motion sickness in the past?
The only time I ever got sick was I went on a 3-masted clipper ship in the North Sea, and I I got there and I flew to Europe and I was tired because I didn't sleep, and then I got there and I'm like, yeah, I had coffee. Oh, European smoke, yeah, well, whatever, like an idiot. And then I go down and then I'm like overworking, holding yard arm. I'm like, I don't feel good. So the first night was like, and I couldn't see the horizon because it was cloudy, so it was shot. But other than that, no.
I think that's pretty good. I mean, yeah, if you can make it through that stuff, then
Yeah, no.
you'll be fine. But the way motion sickness occurs, you probably know, is when your eyes, your ears, and your body aren't on the same page. So an
Right.
example is you're in the back of a car reading a book, your eyes say you're going straight, but the rest of your body's kind of getting these little inputs. So that's what causes motion sickness. Some ways to mitigate that? Yeah, it's perfect, yeah. One way is to stay cool. So when you get out to the jet, there's an air vent right between your legs, righty-tighty,
Yes.
lefty-loosey. Just point that here at your neck. That's when it's going to be exposed.
Just keeps it cool.
Yep, and I'd rather you be I'd rather it be cold than warm. So,
Agreed.
Yeah, if you get warm, you kind of get nauseous anyway. So if the temperature's uncomfortable, just letting know and you can do that.
I'm pretty resilient to that from racing because that gets a little too brutal,
true.
actually.
Yeah.
I mean, you got multi-layers of Nomex.
Yep.
You're in there and you're burning up sitting on the tarmac for...
Yep.
Yeah.
So perfect. Yeah. So I mean, that's good that you can kind of relate that.
Sure.
You'll see a lot of similarities between racing, race teams,
Yes.
and what you're.
Actually, that's what this whole thing is about.
Yeah, and you got to hang out with the team yesterday, right?
Yeah,
I didn't get to meet you yesterday. I was busy, but yeah, that's cool. That's really awesome. You came out and saw.
Well, I wanted to focus on all the careers. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the team.
No,
everything goes on.
that's what's really important. That's what I try to get out and tell people. I'm like, you see the 6 jets flying during the demonstration, but it takes 130 people to really get that done. It's just like prototypical of what your Air Force is doing around the world. Even though the end result is maybe drop a bomb on a bad guy, it took a lot of people.
Well, look how cool your job is.
Yeah.
How many people rely on you?
Yeah,
you're part of the team.
Right. Yeah. It's a really good experience. So I'm really glad, and that's awesome.
I was excited. Everybody's excited about their team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna have them doing details," and people are like, "You're gonna have them doing that?" I'm like, "Yeah, why not? Let's get to work."
That's cool.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that speaks a lot about your character and the fact that you came out and did that. 'Cause a lot of people, just come do the flight.
I
so
forget them.
that's that's really cool. So air vent. The F-16 has amazing bubble canopy view.
Yes.
You have to have your seat at the right height. So
I was impressed. I didn't realize how far down the canopy came. I was figuring it would be.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But the problem is if the seat's all the way down, you can kind of get this bathtub effect.
I see.
So when the jet fires up, you'll have to adjust your seat itself. But he'll show you a picture of this. But if you literally just slap your hand out to the right panel, there's a little silver button that says seat ADJ, so seat adjustment, and it's just a little lever. So you just take a fist, put it on the top of your nugget, raise the canopy up, or raise the seat up.
So you have proper clearance.
Yep, until your head.
Okay.
Is,
and if you push that, does it automatically come up, or do I got to kind of like?
No, it'll automatically come up.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So
Okay.
just hold it up until your hand is hitting your head in the canopy.
Yeah.
And at that point, you can literally almost look down the side of the jet if you look over this way.
That's
so
sweet.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Then if you start to feel nauseous during the flight, you can just look out of the 10 and 2 positions, find a fixed point, find the horizon.
Yes.
So if I'm looking at
get equalized again.
Yep. So if I'm looking at the mountain over here on the right, and we start to turn left, my eyes say we're going left, my ears say we're going left, my body says we're going left. So you're back on that same page.
Are there particular attitudes or maneuvers with the jet that it's easy to get yourself thrown off if you're looking at or thinking the wrong thing?
Yeah, most of the loops.
Understood.
So and the inverted to inverted. So like when he inverts really quickly, you're flying inverted, and then he flips back over, and then goes right back to inverted. That can sometimes get people's equilibrium. But a lot of times
just because it sloshes you on a different axis.
Yep. And your body's just not. You're like, wait, I'm upside right. I was right side up. Now I'm upside down. Now I'm back to upside down. But the good thing is you'll be able to see the ground, so that can be
right.
And if you're used to these types of like high adventure things, I'm not that.
Yeah, I really want to be there.
So and then obviously you can't look straight ahead because the seat's right there. So if you start to feel sick, you can always look at 10-2 positions, or you can just say, hey, let's fly straight and level for a little bit. At that, I mean, he's going to give you some stick time today. So also when you're flying the jet, you have better control. You know what's happening, so that can help too.
Precisely.
Next thing is off your right hip is your oxygen regulator. There's a red, white, green switch. The white one, the one in the middle.
Red, white, green.
Yep.
Okay.
The one in the middle is your percent oxygen. He'll show you a picture of this as well. But if down is
is it how rich your mixture is, so to speak?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. Down is in normal position, breathing normal oxygen like you are. If you flip that to 100%.
Okay.
So sometimes getting that 100% oxygen can help with nausea and those types of things.
If you're getting wonkus, you reach down and pop the white one.
The white one.
Okay.
And if you put all 3 of them forward, it's not a big deal. It'll give you
What are the other 2?
So that's your emergency oxygen.
The one on the right, is that green?
The one on the far right is your green one.
Okay.
And then
that's a little high
your
pressure
left.
one. Yeah.
Yep. And that'll give you your positive pressure. So that's
and what is the left one, the red one?
Your emergency. So that'll just dump oxygen continuously.
I doubt I'm going to need it.
No, the only time you'd ever need to what we call gang load go completely forward is if there were smoke or fumes in the cockpit, or there's some type of hypoxia issue. If you're like, dude, I'm feeling kind of, but you're not going to be at 30,000 feet. Right. So all you gotta do, if he says, hey, gang load because there's smoke and fumes in the cockpit,
you're popping all the toggles up.
Yep.
Where are they located?
Right off your right hip.
Understood. Back a little.
Yep.
Okay.
So if you reach your hand back like this.
What are they? What's the designation on the panel right there for those? Oxygen system.
Yeah, actually, it'd be difficult for you to read it, but if you look over, there's a little like dial that'll show like every time you breathe, it'll go white.
Yes.
It means oxygen is flowing, and then it'll also show you how much oxygen is in there. So our jet uses OBOG, so it makes its own oxygen. So as soon as you take off, if you're like, dude, I want 100% oxygen today because I'm tired or whatever, you can flip it 100%. It's not gonna.
I feel amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the jet's not gonna run out of oxygen, and it's not gonna hurt you.
Okay.
So feel free to do that. If you're like, nah, I'm feeling good, I want to put it on. Whatever. I mean, I think you seem pretty competent with that type of stuff. So that's another trick in your bag. The last thing is somebody just drop your mask. Sometimes dropping your mask, getting that rubber off your face.
Just gives you the kind of
yeah. Because sometimes just having that rubber on your face the whole time, and it gets sweaty, and so if you drop your mask, airflow going, it can instantly make you feel better. I just ask that when you start doing maneuvers again, you put your mask back up. Yeah. And like I said, your hot mics. So as soon as you drop that mask, because it's super loud. Yeah. He'll be like, everything okay? And you should be like, yeah, I'm getting some water. I had to blow my nose or whatever. Cool. Any questions on motion sickness?
Not really. I mean, I've had it once or twice with a boat like that where you couldn't see the horizon. I get that, and understand being part of the team. So if there was an issue, just speak up. Whatever.
Yep. And when you get out to the jet, there's crucial to get some sick bags. Gonna be right here on your legs. It's not saying that we think you're gonna get sick. I'd rather just have easy access to it versus being strapped in a jet you've never been into, trying to fumble in pockets. Big thing is just get that mask out of the way if you do get sick. If you can't, you can drop it completely off and put it, or you can just drop one.
Just hold it off and
make sure you get in the bag. Obviously we want safety's our more party day, but I want you to look cool. So when I come to your house in Perrysburg,
crap all over the place. You made all the guys clean up.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, when you get there, I want you to have a cool hero shot of you landing. So I want that to be in your man cave. Yeah, and I don't want you to have your strawberries all over.
Yeah, and I don't want to take crap from my Marine buddy.
Yeah, you can't do that. Yeah. So cool. Let's talk about some G-forces, all right? So without getting much of physics, just realize that G's are an accelerated force that produces a weight, and that weight can produce a blood flow issue. So right now we're sitting at 1 G. The F-16 is capable of -3 to +9 Gs. Negative Gs are that weightlessness feeling that you get when you go on a roller coaster at Cedar Point. Yep, or you're going to be hanging out of your straps. There's nothing physically
Does
you
your
can
butt come off the seat much when you do that? Or is it how plain
it depends on how tight your lap belt is.
Okay.
So you'll try to get your lap belt as tight as you can.
Because I've seen some guys fly go negative. I'm like, did you even strap in?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I mean, well, so the first time, like one of the first times I flew with our slot, pull out of negative G's, you're inverted, and he said, get your lap belt as tight as you can, and I thought it was just like super tight.
Like uncomfortable.
Right, as soon as we went inverted, I was like pushing myself off the canopy. I was like, man, what is going on?
Yeah, no, I get that, yeah.
So yeah, but you won't be inverted for a super long period today, probably 20 seconds, 30 seconds. So, but yeah, you'll know if your lap belt was tight enough. There's nothing physically you can do to mitigate, like you said, the redhead type of thing. Positive G's, that's kind of, I think you've pulled some of those probably in a race car or something. But
they're virtually all lateral, unless you're coming down and braking in a bottom.
So, but you understand that it's kind of a multiplier force, so it's going to push you down into your seat. Of course. So if you weigh 200 pounds right now at 1 G, at 9 G, it's 1,800 pounds of pressure. So you can see that your normal compensatory mechanisms for blood pressure regulation are going to be stressed. Those little red blood cells become 9 times your body weight and try to go from the top of your head down into your toes.
Physiologically, does anything weird happen? Like it almost like tries to cavitate anything inside? You know what I mean? Like I start to think about that.
Yeah. What do you mean by cavitate?
Well, I don't know. I'm like, at what G-force does like things start to try to separate and do weird stuff?
Yeah, no, I mean, I would say, obviously, I wouldn't worry about like separation of those types of things, but I mean, even at 2 Gs, your intestines, your blood, everything is being pulled down. Right. So that's why when we talk about the anti-G strain maneuvers, that's more of a preventative thing.
Oh, that's flexing your core and keeping everything.
Yep, and we'll get over that. We'll get to that in just a second. So, if too much of that blood leaves your brain, goes into your toes, that's when you end up taking a nap. So the way G's are created is by speed and change in nose direction. So if I'm going Mach 2 as fast as jet can go, straight level, I'm still at 1 G. When nose vision starts to change, G's are put on the aircraft. How many G's depend on how fast I'm going and how tight I turn.
Yeah, maintaining altitude.
Yep, and negative G's are that bunting over, or if I'm inverted, to fly at level inverted flight, you have to push up.
Yes.
So that's going to create a negative G as well. The first time you experience G's, they seem on the quick climb takeoff, and this is a good way to explain just kind of G's for people. So takeoff, you're at 1 G.
Yes.
You're going about 500 miles an hour. Once
I like that.
Once you get to the end of the runway, you're going to pull straight up in the vertical.
I like that too.
And that's about a 5 G pull in the vertical. But once you're in the vertical, your nose vision is not changing, right?
Right.
So you're back at 1 G.
So you go back to equilibrium, but the G's on the
back.
The
axis just changed. You have to go from your front to your back versus your head to your butt.
It goes to 1 G back, but there's no accelerative forces at that point, so it is 1 G back.
Like it is 1 G back. Well, you're going to be accelerating up, but your nose vision is not changing. So just like if I'm going accelerating this way, there's not really, it's not, I mean, you're going to feel that accelerated force, but it's not a
Yes.
what you would think of as like, oh, I'm getting pushed onto my seat type of thing. So 1G, 5Gs, back to 1G. So once you get in this vertical position, you'll know that, because our jet weighs 30,000 pounds. It has 30,000 pounds of thrust.
Yes, 1 to 1.
It's 1 to 1. So that you can literally.
Is that full afterburner?
Yep.
30,000.
So you're going to be just climbing straight up.
Yes.
You've seen it. I mean, it's basically a big rocket with these tiny little wings. So once you get in that vertical position, that's a good time to look behind you, watch the ground rush away. It's pretty cool.
Is it good to keep your head planted on the rest? Or?
Yeah, when you're pulling G's, and we'll go over the body position here in just a second. But once we talk about the body position for G's, do that. But as soon as you get in that vertical and you know you're climbing, you'll feel G's are off the aircraft. That's when I look behind you, watch your ground rush away. You'll have a GoPro,
yes.
So that's going to be a pretty cool shot.
Yeah.
You can take a picture from that.
They mentioned there's a couple of pockets that I could theoretically take a cell phone or a GoPro that's running.
Yep.
For if we have the opportunity to get it out.
You can do that. Just be careful not to drop it, because then there's five.
Precisely.
I'll tell you a funny story about one of our.
Yeah, I don't want to do that because that'll just mess up the rest of the flight.
I carry my phone quite a bit when I fly and
cool.
stuff, so not a big deal. I think you probably have the ability to do that.
Spatial awareness and not mess things up.
Yeah. So that's how G's are created, the way that G's affect our body. So we kind of alluded to it a little bit. The circulatory system is most affected, right?
Yes.
So one of the first things you'll notice when you start to pull G's is an increase in your heart rate. Completely normal. Your heart's just having to work harder to pump that heavier blood up into the brain to keep the lights on. Your eyes take a little more perfusion pressure than your brain does to function. So one of the first signs you may see that your body's losing.
Oh, is that where you start gray?
Yep. Start getting the tunnel vision. So you get from this nice 4K high def TV to tunnel vision, black and white. After gray out comes blackout. After blackout comes pass out.
I see.
And the aviation world, we call it a G lock or G induced loss of consciousness.
Understood.
When we talk about 9 times your body weight, there's obviously a risk for musculoskeletal injuries. So we'll talk about the body position you need to be in to pull G's. And the last thing I tell people, they never heard of something called G'sels. So that heavier blood pools in the dependent portions of your body. So the back of your arms, back of your legs, things like that. Those superficial blood vessels called capillaries can rupture.
Okay.
Leave little red bumps on the back of your arms, those types of things. It'll go away. You don't need to go to your doctor about it. And it's probably the only thing that sounds like a disease you brag to your friends about. And like, pulled a lot of G's today, got some G'sels, so what'd you do today? So the way we mitigate G forces, the average person's resting G tolerance is 4 Gs. That means if you did nothing, your body's normally strong enough to keep that heavier blood up in your brain. You're not strained or anything.
Okay.
We don't know what your resting G tolerance is because you haven't been through the centrifuge. Yours could be 6, or it could be 2.
Right. What's this wily guy from Ohio?
We'll assume that it's 4 today. We're going to give you a G suit that gives you about a G and a half of protection.
Okay.
And you haven't been fitted up for that yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
But I understand it's real.
Yep. So those have air bladders that automatically inflate when G's go on the aircraft. Think of it as a big blood pressure cuff. It's not really going to help push
Capsize core?
Yep.
Okay.
But it'll go all the way up to right about here.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then to bridge that gap from 5.5 to 9 is something you actively have to participate in. It's called the anti-G strain maneuver.
Yes.
So let's talk about the body position you need to pull G's. So when you get in the aircraft, the seats actually recline about 30 degrees. So you're kind of be sitting like this.
That's what I thought.
When he says you're ready to pull some G's, you're going to put your feet flat on the floor, your back and your butt as far back in the seat as you can, your shoulders rolled back, your head back and chin down. Just think of your spine in a nice neutral position, and then hands palm up in your lap. This is I'm ready to pull G's maneuver.
Okay.
If he doesn't say you're ready to pull G's, you don't have to ride around like this all day, okay? So when the canopy comes down, there's something, I call them towel racks.
Yeah.
You put your hands there and move around. Realize everything in the back seat works.
Is the palms up thing an active thing just so people aren't like grabbing?
Yeah, so the ejection handle is right between your legs. And people, if they get nervous and they want to grab at something, I wouldn't recommend grabbing at that unless they told you to. That's why I say just put your hands palm up, they'll push into your lap, and no harm, no foul.
Understood.
Or if you're going to make a fist, whatever you want.
I might do that because I won't be grabbing things.
Yeah, that's fine. That's just the big thing. I don't want you grabbing it and stuff.
Neither do I.
But everything in the back seat works. So the stick's right off your right knee, throttle's off your left,
right.
all the other panels and everything are going to be lit up. And
is it possible to actually bump the stick with your knee?
It is.
Okay, so you need to be cognizant.
So that's why, and there's no proprioceptive feedback. It's a fly-by-wire.
I understand.
So if I'm going as hard left as I want to, that's as far as the stick moves right there.
I understand pressure.
So if your knee is hitting the stick or the suit's inflating and hitting the stick, you'll be fighting him, but you don't even realize it. And he might say, hey, get off the stick. But just be cognizant of that. You know, when we talk about the squeeze here in a second, you think about squeezing a basketball in between your legs. Don't squeeze your legs out.
Okay. You say you do not want to squeeze your legs out.
Yeah, just squeeze your legs in.
Okay.
Also, people sometimes try to put their hands right here and hold. You're going to, 9 times your body weight, you get tired, lose, come down, hurt your hand, hit something you shouldn't hit type of thing. So if you find yourself out of position for whatever reason, you were looking at something in the racetrack, you don't hear him say, here come the G's. And if your nugget weighs 20 pounds now, well, at 9 just 180 pounds, so you get stuck to the side.
Yeah.
If you try to sit straight up versus leaning back.
My great uncle that came out of hitting a target low in an F4 Vietnam coming out supersonic, and he was looking for flak, and he came around to look at the airspeed like this, and he pulled up, and same thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what will happen. So if that does happen, hold what you got. Don't try to move from this position back to this position or G-forces. I mean, even turn your head under.
Just go with what you got the best you can.
Yep.
Okay.
And you can try to say, if you're super uncomfortable, you can say, hey, I'm out of position.
Sure.
Unload the aircraft, and you can get back in there. But most maneuvers, they're going to last 10, 15, max, probably 20 seconds, depending on how you're doing, maybe 30. So it's not like super unbearable. The big thing is anytime you move under G-force, you can strain a muscle.
I understand.
Cool. So let's talk about the anti-G-strain maneuver.
Okay.
This is a two-part maneuver performed simultaneously. There's an isometric muscle contraction component, and there's a breathing component. This maneuver is for pressure. We're trying to keep enough pressure up in our brain to keep the lights on.
Yes.
Like I said, most of the maneuvers last 10 to 20 seconds. You have plenty of oxygen in your body to perfuse it. We just have to keep it in the right area.
Right.
So it's not, when you think about the breathing thing, don't think of it as that. So the way it'll go down.
It's more about the pressure.
Exactly. So the way it'll go down is he'll say, you ready to pull some G's? You're going to get in that good body position. You're going to say, yep. And he'll say, here come the G's. So
like the beat right after G's.
G's is when he pulls. So the two things you have to do before he says that is take a good prep breath. So you want about an 80% breath. Hold it. You want your lungs nice and expanded, because if your lungs aren't expanded and G's come on the aircraft, well, your diaphragm is not strong enough to re-expand your lungs against 9 times right. So you already have your lungs nice and expanded, and then you're going to start your squeeze. To start your squeeze, you just push your feet on the floor, you flex your legs, you flex your butt, you flex your abs, and then you flex your chest, and not your pecs. I mean, that kind of inner bear down squeeze, like
more
you're
like
lifting something heavy.
I see, kind of like down here. Understood.
And when you do that, you can feel blood rushing to your head, right?
Yeah.
So then G's will come on the aircraft, and then after G's come on the aircraft, and you'll know when G's come on the aircraft, you're just going to kind of internally think to yourself every 3 seconds.
Yes.
And after 3 seconds, you're going to do a quick air exchange utilizing the hook maneuver. And when we do that, we're not actively exhaling. And just think of it as you're trying to top more air off into your lungs to increase that chest pressure.
So you're really just focusing on another gasp.
Yep. So it'll be a. So just practice that. There you go. Yep. Perfect. Yep. Sweet. Let's put it all together.
Okay.
Got that. A lot of people have trouble with that, but
Right.
Sweet. So you ready to pull some G's? Go ahead and take that prep breath. Start your squeeze. Here come the G's. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. Relax. So at the end, it feels like a little bit harder to get air in your lungs.
A little bit. Because you're chopping up.
Exactly. And so a lot of times, some pitfalls I'll see. People don't get a good prep breath.
Yes.
They don't start their squeeze before G's come on the aircraft, or they take too large of a prep breath. So that first air exchange, they air dump. So if you go,
I see.
I mean, you can't.
So just go through your mental checklist and focus on topping off.
Yep. And inevitably, most people are either super excited or they're nervous. So the first thing they'll do is either hold their breath the whole time, or they'll go. And remember, you're hot. You're hot mic. So
I'm excited, but I've done enough fast, silly things to presence of mind.
Yep, perfect. And like I said, you're hot mic. So if you start doing that, he might say, "Hey, just breathe when I breathe," or that type of thing.
I understand.
But yeah, your G-strain looks great. I think you're gonna crush it.
Cool.
Sweet. So air in the cockpit is perfectly safe to breathe. Get your seat at the right height.
Yes.
And then.
Actually, the red, white, green.
Yep,
the white full up is 100% oxygen.
Perfect.
The green is emergency, and the red was.
The red's emergency. The
red was emergency.
Green is
green
positive pressure breathing.
Got it.
And then you want to have your seat at the right height, that type of stuff.
Yes. One fist.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then make sure you get a good body position, good prep breath, start your squeeze, that type of thing.
Tight lap out.
Yep. Yeah. Or if not, then you can do a push-up, a handstand.
I can fake it.
Yeah. There you go. Good thing is we start with some lower G maneuvers today. So, but I want you to get in that good habit pattern, getting that good body position, taking a good prep breath, starting your squeeze.
Yes.
Doing the 3-second air exchange. Just realize you don't have to give a 9G effort for a 3G maneuver.
I understand.
At the end of the day, when you go to pull those higher G maneuvers, your adrenaline's wearing off, a little tired, dehydrated, so you're going to have to work a little bit harder, probably on your squeeze. If you start noticing light loss or anything like that, most people forget that chest squeeze. They're squeezing their legs really tight, but they forget that
really muscles here and run on? Or are you talking about the hook?
Yeah, so when I say like a chest squeeze, think about lifting something really heavy, like you're getting that kind of Valsalva bear down.
Yes.
That's what, because if you're squeezing your legs, you're pushing the blood up to your abdomen, but to get the blood from your chest to your head.
You mentioned not squeezing pecs. That's not as effective.
Yeah, I mean, well, if you squeeze your pecs, I'm just squeezing my muscles. I'm not squeezing my inner chest. So,
okay, so it's all about.
But when you lift something heavy,
I understand.
it's pushing that blood up. Cool. But awesome. Yeah, I think you're gonna have a great time. I'm
Cool.
super excited that, like I said, that you took the time to come out here and really get to know the team and our mission. So it's
Absolutely. Well, that's what these media flights should be all
Yeah,
about, right? I just
yeah.
wanted to do the best story out there.
No, that's awesome. And man, I'm super pumped to meet you and get up to Perrysburg.
In the Genius Garage facility, I lead those programs. Is only 10 minutes south of Perrysburg.
Yeah, and
So
so
the race cars, the airplanes, the design studio, all that stuff.
And man, if you ever wanted me to come,
I'd love
help,
to.
Whatever I can do. I mean,
Yeah,
I'd
speak
love
to
to
the
do
students.
that.
I like to
Yeah.
connect with mentors and stuff.
Yeah, that'd
or
be
if we
great.
go down to the Air Force Museum, whatever. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
great.
seriously, I'd love to do that. That'd be a lot
Awesome.
of fun.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Let's go over to AFE, get you put in a flight suit.
I'm gonna do a quick battery switch.